Hi guys, Schmexy here, and today we're looking at one of my favorite budget guns, the AUG. I'm going to show you the two different variants of the gun that Escape From Tarkov offers, and hopefully by the end of the video you will agree with me that the AUG is one of the best guns to use in the early wipe of patch 13.5. So the AUG is a 5.56x45 assault rifle. This is the same caliber as that of the more popular rifles, the M4 and the HK. Even though the AUG may be overshadowed by these other rifles, especially when they are fully kitted out, the biggest advantage that the AUG offers is its solid performance already at the unmodded stock version of the gun. This is crucial for when you haven't reached a high level yet and haven't unlocked all of the possible weapon attachments. If you wanted to have a decent experience with, say, an M4, you would want to change quite a few bits and pieces for it. But with the AUG, you can simply get the stock version as it comes from Peacekeeper level 2, and you're already looking at only 45 vertical recoil. Pair that up with the good and reliable 5.56 caliber, and you have a very powerful gun with little to no modding necessary. Because of how early you can unlock Peacekeeper level 2, you can start running the AUG even before you unlock the flea market, as you only need to be level 14 to reach the Steyr level. Another reason why the AUG is very strong right now is a crucial and very welcomed change in the ammo availability this wipe, which makes all of the 5.56 weapons more viable. And because the AUG has the best recoil out of the 5.56 guns that you can get early, it benefits most from this change. So, what is the difference in the ammo availability this wipe? Previously, to get M856A1 tracer ammo, you had to complete a certain quest to unlock it. Even though theoretically you could get it early, in practice I always seemed to unlock it later than I wished. Right now, you don't have to do anything extra to unlock this ammo. As soon as you have reached Peacekeeper level 2, you can buy 150 rounds of M856A1 per restock. This ammo offers decent stats at 54 damage and 37 penetration. And even more shocking, you can now get M855A1 rounds sooner too, at Peacekeeper level 3 after you finish the quest, Cult Part 1. Now let's look at the two AUG variants that Escape From Tarkov offers, the AUG A1 and the AUG A3. I'm going to cover AUG A1 first, as this is the variant that is sold on the level 2 trader, and you will most likely come upon it first. The AUG A1 is actually quite similar to the AUG A3, but the major difference is that you are limited with the modding of the gun. The AUG A1 comes with an optic with 1.5 times zoom, and you cannot change this. Initially, I found this annoying, perhaps because of the lack of a dot in the middle of the sight that I was so used to. But somehow, after using this gun a handful of times, I started quite enjoying this sight, and I started to see the included optic as an advantage, not a drawback. Not only you don't have to spend any extra money on a sight, but also I found that the slight zoom of 1.5 times helps me see targets more easily and secures those valuable kills. I was also worried that I won't be able to use this gun farther than at close range, but I soon learned that, even though you don't have a dot in the middle of the sight, the gun itself is very accurate and you just need to get used to lining up your shots. Looking at the recoil stats of the AUG A1, we can see that the vertical recoil sits at 45, which to me is pretty good, but if you want to get it even lower, you can buy a standard AUG suppressor, which fits both of the AUG models. The suppressor is called Steyr AUG Relfex Ranger Suppressor, and it is sold by Peacekeeper level 3. However, I found that you can consistently get the suppressor on the flea market for around 30,000 rubles. So realistically, you only need to be level 15 to get it. If you do have the flea market unlocked, I highly recommend getting the suppressor, because not only will it reduce your recoil by 9%, but you will also make less noise, be harder to track, and you won't get any distracting muzzle flash from your gun, which can make it difficult to see what you're shooting at. The suppressor is really the only upgrade you can do for the AUG A1. And before we move on to the AUG A3, which does offer more customizability and is in general better, I want to show you a couple of clips of the AUG A1 in action. Moving on to the AUG A3, this version of the AUG is unlocked later on at Peacekeeper level 3, and it offers multiple upgrades from the AUG A1. First of all, the recoil stat is a few points lower right off the start. Secondly, the AUG A3 has a rail for attachments, meaning you can attach a laser or a flashlight of your choice. Finally, and most importantly, you can now change the standard optic to either a low or a high sight mount, which are both pretty universal and will allow the use of most sights in the game. Personally, I like to use the low sight mount with either a Bravo or a Hammer scope and a red dot on top, but whatever sight you want to use is your own preference. These three differences make the AUG A3 a far superior choice in my opinion, but therefore it also sits at a higher price and a higher trader level. You can still buy the AUG A3 on the flea market, but you probably won't be able to find any of the sight mounts other than directly from the trader, as not many people list these on the flea. There is another thing that you can upgrade, and it works for the AUG A1 too. So far we only looked at the standard AUG suppressor. However, Mechanic Level 2 actually sells an adapter which allows you to use a variety of other muzzle devices. This adapter is called Steyr AUG Ratworks Muzzle Device Adapter, and with it you can use basically any of the muzzle devices, adapters and suppressors that you would on an M4. One of my favorite choices is the KAC QDC suppressor, which, compared to the standard suppressor, not only reduces the gun's loudness more, but also has superior recoil reduction and less durability burn effect. The suppressor is also usually available on the flea market for around 40,000 rubles. Here's what an AUG A3 build looks like the way I typically run them. It has 37 vertical recoil and 46.5 ergonomics. The only other thing that you might want to change is the magazines, as you can get the extended 42 round mags from Peacekeeper level 3, and I highly recommend this upgrade, especially for solo players. Now that we've covered the different ways you can run both of the AUGs, it's time to look at some of the gameplay highlights of the AUG A3. If you enjoy these weapon build videos, subscribe to my channel for more, and comment down below which weapon you would like to see next. I will see you in the next video. Peace.
You are going down as all this shit!